youngest soldiers. They are school children from across the country, but they're not bound for summer camp. We will rescue babies. They call themselves missionaries on a crusade of faith.
We feel like we just can't sit back and let babies die, and we've got to do something about it.
Don't let them kill your babies!
And now they're here in Milwaukee, children putting their bodies on the front lines in the war over abortion in America, and getting arrested for it.
All I was going to be doing in the summer was maybe going to the beach, and I'd rather save a baby's life.
Since mid-June, there have been more than 200 arrests here of children as young as 7 years old, arrested for what their elders in the anti-abortion movement have been doing for years.
Don't kill your baby! There's someone here who will adopt!
Rescues, they're called, attempts to block abortion clinics and turn away patients. Add the children, and it's like a daredevil's game, played against the police.
Please don't kill her, Mommy!
They have waves that they go in, and usually we go in like the first wave.
How come?
Just because we can crawl fastest.
A serious game with grown-up consequences. Matt Glatzel is the oldest of 4 children in a family from Waukesha, Wisconsin. What are those 2 bands?
They're tags from jail. And every time I get arrested, I keep them to make a point to say that I save babies, and I want everybody to know that.
How old are you?
I'm 12.
Laurel, you're how old? 14?
13.
And you've been doing this for how long?
I've been doing it since I was 7.
How many times have you been arrested, do you know?
Around 25, I guess.
25 times?
Yeah.
And do you remember all the places?
No, it's just all over the country.
Jan, where are you from?
South Carolina.
So how are you going to get home?
God will provide a way. I'm not worried about it.
The inspiration may be divine, but the organization is provided by an anti-abortion group called Missionaries to the Preborn that's been accused of using the children as a tactic to shore up a movement critics say has grown desperate.
First of all, I would object to saying we use young people.
Joseph Foreman and Matt Truella are the group's leaders.
We provide structure, chaperones, activities, and so forth.
You're asking and allowing your children to do something that is illegal, risky, controversial.
The first problem that's wrong with the question you just asked is that I don't ask my children to do this. They beg me to be able to protect children from death.
At 8 and 10?
Definitely.
How old are you?
I'm 10.
Have you been arrested?
No, but I plan on getting arrested. Because the babies are dying and I want to save a baby.
Your folks are not anxious for you to be arrested, though, I assume. Here's his dad right here. Oh, you're his father. Mm-hmm. Tell me about this. How do you feel as a parent?
If he wants to go up and block a doorway so somebody could not come in and abort their child, that's what I'd like him to do. They're realizing that that unborn child is their neighbor, and they have a responsibility to the neighbor. The kids see it. Some adults see it, but the kids are leading it.
So this is like David and Goliath.
It can be. Sometimes it takes a child, the faith of a child, to go out in the battle.
As far as I'm concerned, it's clear child abuse. One of the
Sevra Austin used to run Wisconsin's child welfare agency. Now she's head of Planned Parenthood.
There was a very specific decision to use those children, to exploit those children because they knew that the response would be, gee, we don't want to arrest kids. Those people were sending their children to break the law. And they would stand outside our clinic and say, go.
Fall between the legs of those police officers.
That's just what this camera recorded at one demonstration.
Yeah, go now, go.
Yet the children insist it's their campaign.
I think the best thing would be for us to go across the street.
Driven by their own beliefs. Laurel Foreman, the daughter of one of the group's leaders, is from Atlanta.
We make our own decisions. We're old enough to decide what we're going to do. I mean, I don't listen to my parents when they tell me to clean my room. Why do you think I listen to them when they tell me to get arrested?
14-year-old Jamie Tellier is from Dallas.
I'd be sitting in front of the doors, and my mom would be next to me, and the woman would just look at me, and she'd say, you know, why are you doing this? You know, it's my body, it's my choice. And I told her, I said, it's not your body and it's not your choice, because once you choose to make the decision to get pregnant, you're sharing with the baby that's growing inside of you, so it's not your body. And abortion's not a choice, it's a matter of life or death. I mean, she did go inside the clinic, but 5 minutes later she came back out. And she said, I'm not going to have the abortion. After the baby got born, I got to hold it. You know, it was really neat.
The children sound every bit as committed as their elders. How do you conclude that they're being used?
They have heard their parents discuss this. They have been rewarded for the behavior that they've carried on out here. They're doing what they think their parents want them to do. And most children want to please their parents.
Like most of the children, Matt Glatzel comes from a home where opposition to abortion is an article of faith.
They never showed me any pictures until I was like 6 because they were scared I'd be shocked. And I was shocked even at the age of 6 that they were doing this in abortion mills and clinics.
There are many people that see what you're doing and would hear you talking about it who would say, you're too young to be able to make these decisions, that you don't know what you're doing to your life. You don't know what kind of risks you're taking.
Well, I mean, does a woman who's going in to have an abortion my age, because I know people who go in and have an abortions my age, do they know what they're doing? But everybody thinks that they're old enough to make that decision, and we're not old enough to make this. We're the same age.
How do your folks feel about you wanting to do something that you know and they know is going to result in your being arrested? They say, fine, that's...
No, they actually try and talk me out of it and say, are you ready for this? And they ask me all these questions.
I said, why are you doing this? And he said, because there's babies being killed. He went to Philadelphia, and I said, Matthew, they may not be as kind to you there as they are here. Are you willing to risk maybe getting a bone broken or something? And he said, with tears in his eyes, that's not as bad as what they're doing to the babies.
Matt's parents, Joseph and Chris. I've got to tell you, I react by saying I'd feel a little crazed as a parent if my child, 12-year-old child, were arrested.
Get over here, right now.
Of course it's difficult, but I am very proud of the fact that my son places an incredible value on life, which is what was really at stake here, the value of life.
Please, you can make other choices.
If they were marching up and down picketing, I don't care. That's terrific. Good for them. They are physically intimidating our patients. They are violating their rights, and their children. These are little kids. I think that's horrifying.
What if one of them said to you, I believe the pro-choice people are right, and I want to demonstrate for them? Would you allow that?
I think we'd probably have a number of talks.
Downtown. A few hours after their arrest, the children are released.
God is just doing a great work. Father, we thank you for the honor and the privilege to have offered help to any mothers who may be in need, dear Lord.
Here in Milwaukee, the older kids are fined $55 for disorderly conduct, about half of what an adult would have to pay. Minors under 14 aren't charged at all. The fact is, the anti-abortion movement considers these children cost-effective. Do you think you had any effect today?
Yeah.
Tell me what it was.
The woman broke down and started crying.
What woman?
The one who was going in to have an abortion.
So what effect did you have?
Then we might have changed her mind on having it.
The people at the clinic say all their appointments were kept.
They always say that, and we've had confirmed saves on the days they've said that.
What's next for you?
I wait for the next rescue.
And then?
Then I wait for the other one after that.
And how long does this go on?
Until they stop killing.
We will rescue babies. We will rescue babies.
When Street Stories returns, we'll show you something that's not necessarily what the doctor ordered. A scam called